I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update. The JTA reports that U.S. President Barack Obama extended a waiver for an additional 6 months that delays moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The waiver has been extended every 6 months by Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush since a law passed in 1995 mandating moving the embassy. Those who favor the move feel that it would bolster Israeli claims to Jerusalem. Others feel that making the move would only anger the Arab world and put the U.S. in the middle of an issue that should be settled in peace talks. A senior U.S. Treasury Department official said in Israel this week that while sanctions against Iran are having an impact, more can be done. U.S. Undersecretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence David Cohen, who coordinates U.S. sanctions policy, told Haaretz that, quote, the objective is to bring about a strategic change with regard to the nuclear program, and I recognize that more needs to be done, and we intend to do that. Cohen is visiting Israel 2 weeks ahead of the next round of nuclear talks between world powers and Iran in Moscow, and is set to hold talks with Israel's Mossad and military officials. Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz said the Israeli government should propose a conditional settlement freeze in order to restart peace talks. Dershowitz, a prominent Israel supporter, stated his views in an op-ed column in the Wall Street Journal on Sunday, where he wrote, quote, now that Israel has a broad and secure national unity government, the time is ripe for that government to make a bold peace offer to the Palestinian Authority. Dershowitz said that such a move would leave the Palestinian side without any further excuses for refusing the Israeli offer to try and resolve the conflict. He proposed the freeze as going into effect as soon as all parties sit down for peace talks and remaining in effect for as long as the talks continue in good faith. Australia's Prime Minister has joined the call to the International Olympic Committee to honor the 11 Israeli athletes murdered in Munich at the 1972 Games with a moment of silence at the upcoming London Olympics. Prime Minister Julia Gillard, together with several other members of Australia's government, including the Deputy Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and opposition leader, have signed a letter to the IOC, which was launched last week by the Australian Jewish News. The IOC continues to reject the moment of silence requests. The Jerusalem Post reports that Israel's President Shimon told a group of bereaved families that he would do, quote, everything possible to try to obtain the release of Jonathan Pollard from the U.S. The families asked Peres to use the Medal of Freedom, which he is to receive from U.S. President Obama on June the 13th, to push for Pollard's release and return the issue to the public eye. The families, who strongly opposed the Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange last October, had written to Peres before the meeting saying that the price they paid to the state obligated them to, quote, make sure that this critical opportunity to save a life is not lost. The JTA reports that in what is being described as the largest federation merger in history, the United Jewish Communities of Metro West New Jersey and the Jewish Federation of Central Jersey are merging on July 1st to become the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West New Jersey. Metro West President Lori Klinghoffer will be at the helm, with Metro West Executive Vice President Max Kleinman, CEO, and Stanley Stone, Executive Vice President of Central New Jersey, will be the Executive Director. The new entity will be headquartered in Whippany, where Metro West is located. Metro West Chief Marketing Officer Shelley Labiner told JTA in an interview last month ahead of the merger that the primary reason for the merger is to provide better services to constituents. Labiner also said the move will also increase the Federation's clout on a national level. And turning to sports, Israel's Maccabi Haifa basketball team has announced that it has signed former NBA coach Brad Greenberg to coach the team for the next 2 seasons. Greenberg, who is the former general manager of the NBA's Philadelphia 76ers, also served as assistant coach for both the Los Angeles Clippers and the New York Knicks. Greenberg, who is Jewish, said on the Maccabi website that it's always been a dream of his to coach professionally in Israel. And staying with sports, 18-year-old Max Fried, a recent high school graduate from Los Angeles, has been selected by the San Diego Padres in the first round of the Major League Baseball draft. Fried, who's a left-handed pitcher, wore the number 32 at Harvard Westlake High School in honor of Jewish Hall of Famer pitcher Sandy Koufax, who he told the LA Times is his baseball hero. And that's Shalom TV's news update. I'm Teisha Bader.